G'day, hello, how are you? It's me and Kraken again. Hey, remember last time when we got told that we got the unit?
Obrigado. Bye. We got the house.
We'll show you another section of the Camino before we take a short break to go back and sign the lease.
And we're off to the border.
Look at that body. I mean, God, he's a god. Okay, once more on the road again. On the road again.
Last night we agreed that we would have a look at the satellite image so we weren't just winging it today. But then neither of us did, so we're just winging it up the coast. So we think we found a coastal path and hopefully it works out.
But we're in no rush because we've got a very short distance to go and a long day to do it in. Because the train doesn't leave until 6 o'clock. There's a lot of these fortifications along the coast. We're not 100% sure, you know, what they're for, but there's a lot of them. A lot of little forts, and there's a lot of little circular buildings. We set off. We were going to go for a very short distance. The path was so good, as you can see, that we ended up going an additional like 30 kilometers to the very end of the line. It was mainly the Camino path. There was only one part of the path where it went uphill, so the rest of it was kind of dead flat and very well sealed. This is the bit where it goes uphill, and it was quite steep, and you can see the large paving stones. It was impossible to ride, but it only went for about 200 meters. The houses were really lovely, and as you can see, that sweat on my back. So I'm not wearing a jacket. It's supposed to be raining, and I'm sweating.
Rain was forecast today, but as you can see, the weather is terrible. So far, so good.
The path goes through some of this coastal swamp, and it's, you know, full of moss, and it's such a change from the desert, and it's just really beautiful and quiet. All you can hear is the birds, and you know, there's a lot of water in Portugal, a lot more than I'm used to. And you can see they're still building new bike paths. I mean, like, the bike paths are already great, and they're upgrading them with new ones. Now we're in the town. This is where we're going to stop for the day, but we decided to keep going to the end of the line. This is where the ferries are supposed to go across for the Camino into Spain. So we'll be stopping here tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow when we come back to catch the ferry. We had lunch. There's a big square in the middle of town. There's a few cheap options and places where PJ could get vegan food. It's in really good order, the town, like it really is, and it's lovely, and of course it's not supposed to be a tourist. Here's PJ caressing things again. She loves caressing things.
Alright, so lunch was about €10 for 2 sandwiches, a plate of hot chips for me, espresso and a Coke Zero for Charlie, so not too bad. What do you reckon?
They were big sandwiches, and she had a big plate of chips, so it was good value.
Yeah, pretty good value, especially for a touristy area right in the heart of town.
PJ's not showing you, but they go for about 1 kilometre up the hill of this road with these massive paving stones. And you know, like, it's very good order. And you just think, look at that, that's like 2 meters wide, you know, like, and, you know, probably half a metre thick.
Lasts forever.
Lasts forever. And it's quite steep, the hill, like, you know, quite steep. The hill is going up and down. They made them tough back then. Your stone wall there, stone houses, stone little retaining wall, and little tiny paved walls down there. And you can see how thick it is. That goes down about 30 centimetres I can see. So each one of these rocks is like 30 centimetres thick, at least.
Wow, so heavy.
Okay, there's a lot of grand houses. This is when we're riding along, getting to the end of the rail. So for the first part, it goes along the road, and it's not terribly fun, right? You know, there's cars and it's not great. But that's the only bit where there wasn't bike paths. So all the rest, there was bike path for the like last 30 kilometres that ran along the river, and it was really lovely. Bloody Google Maps is useless. It keeps on trying to get you away from this bike path. Why you'd ever get off this bike path is beyond me. You know, again, getting the bikes on and off the train is a bit of an ordeal in Portugal. It's not as bad as Spain, but it's an ordeal. But as you can see, Me with my magnificent body and my own gravity well, I can get the bikes up. And if I can get them up, most people can.
Okay, this is the difference between boys and girls. Boys are really cool and they see really cool things and they know what cool is. And girls, you need to explain it to them, and even then they don't really get it. So look, that tank there is for filling up steam trains, and then there's a turnstile with a hand crank. Like super cool. And if you look down there where that train's coming, there's also train workshops. It's so exciting. And Peter just doesn't get it at all. This is the problem with girls.
Good morning. Hello, how are we? It's quite late in the day actually. We had a bit of a sleep in this morning because today's another admin day, which we just love. We love admin days. Not. Last night we stayed in a bike hotel, which makes it good because they're going to take your bikes. So that's good. And today what we're going to do is admin. So we're going to pick up the lease. When we get the lease, we need to go and get a post box, which is awfully exciting. The only thing we're going to do on the bikes today is there's another little town. I think it's like an extension of this town, but it's on the other side of the mountain. So we're going to ride around to that today, hopefully. So it's about 5 kilometers there and 5 kilometers back. Hopefully it'll be after we dropped off our bags, so it'll be a very quick and easy ride. And today the sun's out, but there's a lot of clouds, like a lot of clouds. So I suspect it'll be raining. We're talking to people up the coast and down the coast, and it's raining up and down the coast. So we're just in a nice little sunny hole at the moment. Anyway, wish us luck. Just a bit of explanation. We've got the keys and we need some sheets for the bed. And
there's bears in there.
There's bears. We are like children. Unbearable.
So we went up and got them at the local shopping centre, but then we had to get them back, so we strapped them to the bike. And PJ, the Kraken, she wanted bears because she's got the emotional maturity of a 2-year-old.
The apartment's fully furnished, so there's a bear in there and a chair as well.
Hey, the next time, we get all the stuff done and we're back on the road again, back onto the Camino, which is also EuroVelo 1. As you can see, I'm happy that the admin's over. And the weather turns.